Peace. What's happening, good people? This Gift here for Payusnomind, and today we're reviewing the digital distributor Onerpm. Now, I came across Onerpm years ago, and they were pretty much the first and only distributor that I knew of at the time that was allowing artists to do unlimited distribution essentially for free, because they were only taking a percentage of revenue. Now, that percentage of revenue to me made it seem as if it was more of a partnership, right? Like they were invested in your success because they only made money if you made money. And we'll get into whether that actually was the thing or not in a minute. But let's get into what effectively attracts people to Onerpm in the first place. And that is the fact that it's free, right? You don't pay anything up front, not an annual fee, not a per release fee. You only spend money on Onerpm if you make money. If you don't make no money, you don't spend any money. So if you're basically fearful that your release isn't going to do well, then Onerpm seems like a no-brainer, right? Because you don't pay anything if you don't make any, if you don't effectively make any money, right? Now, for that free price, right, you get everything. You get digital distribution, unlimited distribution. You get ISRC codes and UPC barcodes. You get video distribution. They do free video distribution to Apple Music. You know, all of these things that they give you. Now, they take 15% of what you make. So it's 15% of revenue. And 15% is a hefty chunk of your revenue, but free distribution otherwise, right? But 15% if you make money. So if you make money, you're paying out 15%. Now, when it comes to video distribution, they take 30% of what you make. So whatever you get paid from iTunes or Apple Music for your music video being on there, they'll take 30% of that. Now, they also do Content ID. And for Content ID, they take 30% as well. So it's 30% of revenue for Content ID as well, right? So pretty much everything regarding video, they take 30%. And with digital distribution, it's 15%. You know, now, when I first came across them, the thing that excited me most, right, was them introducing these marketing services. Right? Things like social media integration. It was offering verification on social profiles and Spotify and things of that nature. You know, now it's more so, I believe, like advertising and content generation and playlisting and things like that. And I felt like, ooh, yeah, they making a move because, again, they're taking 15%. So the way that I kind of perceived it was, all right, well, we're partners in this. So they're doing these things and they're offering these services to help artists grow and develop, right, to make that percentage more valuable. And what I came to realize was not so much, right? Those services are pretty much reserved for semi-established artists that are pretty much already established coming in. And if you sign up with Onerpm and you're not established, then you don't get any of that stuff. None of that stuff is afforded to you. You know, you're not getting any content generation. You're not really getting any advertising or playlist support. None of that stuff is available to you unless you are pretty much semi-established. So, like, I can't even consider those things. You know, what you get for your 15% is digital distribution. That's what you get. You get digital distribution. Content ID comes with the additional 15%, right? So it's 30% for Content ID. Video distribution is 30%, right? And if you make it to the point where you become established or semi-established rather, then, you know, you get, or you can apply for the marketing support and things of that nature. Now, in addition to, you know, the things like video distribution and digital distribution, they also do publishing administration and SoundCloud monetization as well. Now, my criticism of them, you know, with the SoundCloud monetization is that it seems half-baked. You know, like I remember reaching out to them about the SoundCloud monetization and how it works and how the songs are monetized and stuff. And the support that I received, the customer support person didn't even know what was going on. They pretty much did the equivalent of throwing up their hands like, I don't know. I just would stay away from it, you know? And it's like, well, why are you offering that as a service if you don't really have like a concrete, you know, outline for how it works, So based on the SoundCloud monetization, I wouldn't be getting involved with them for publishing administration. So that's not something I would use them for. I wouldn't use them for publishing administration, and I wouldn't be too gung ho about the SoundCloud monetization either. Like those two things are things that they mention, but not really like things that they even push like that anymore. And it's questionable about how effective they are and whether you're really going to get anything out of it. So on its head, what you're looking at is unlimited distribution in exchange for 15% of your revenue, content ID in exchange for 30% of your revenue, video distribution to Apple Music in exchange for 30% of your revenue. Those are the things that you're looking at. Now, when we get to the aspect of recouping the cost, it's free. So there are no upfront costs to recoup. What you're looking at is the damage done by the percentage you pay. Now, again, when you don't make any money, you don't pay any money. So if you make zero, it's 15% of zero, and that's zero, right? But if you make money, then you pay. So you make $100 for the year, not per month, but for the year. You make $100 for the year. You end up paying Onerpm 15% of that, which is $15. You pay them $15 for the year. Now, if you make $1,000 for the year, you end up paying them $150 for digital distribution for the year. So you make $1,000, that's $150 for the year. And the more money you make, the more money they take. So the more you make, the more punitive that 15% gets. So I mean, even the marketing services, they're already starting at 15%. And with the marketing support, they are asking for a higher percentage. They don't identify exactly what that percentage is. They don't say, hey, we're going to ask for 20 or 25. They just say in exchange for a bigger percentage, to be negotiated. Now, if they're starting for 15, they want more than 15 to do the marketing support and stuff like that, man. And I don't know if those additional services that they provide is worth more than that. My thing is, if somebody is taking a percentage, I feel like those services should be provided for the percentage. You are effectively partners. If I win, you win. But that's not the way these digital distributors are operating. They're effectively operating as, hey, we're just gonna get as many people signed up and just take 10% of whatever they make. And like I was saying before, right, in the previous video, you got a million artists, or you got 2 million artists, they all make $1 a piece, right? 2 million artists making $1 a piece. If a digital distributor takes 50 cents from each artist, right? $2 million made, the digital distributor gets $1 million, but each artist only gets 50 cents. And some distributors are playing that game where they're just like, we're just going to take 50 cents from each artist and have 1 million or 2 million artists. And then, we make $1 million from each of these artists' dollar, and they not making no money, but we are. Great for us, right? And I'm not a fan of that, man. If somebody is taking a percentage, you definitely should be getting more out of it in the way of actually like getting assistance with getting streams and sales. So I tend to prefer distributors that you either pay just a straight up fee and keep 100% of your revenue, or distributors that do something for you. But if you like the fee structure of Onerpm, you like the idea of not paying anything up front, you feel like, you're not so sure about how your release is going to perform, then I think it would be good. Now the caveat with them is that you have a lot of people that complain about customer service, right? And that is something that you find that all of the bargain distributors have in common, where people complain about customer service and not getting responses when they email about issues and things of that nature, so there's a lot of complaints with that. If you've used Onerpm and they've improved on their customer service, please comment, let everybody know, that they're better than what they used to be, and maybe the old reviews shouldn't influence them and impact them, now again, if you want to know more about Onerpm, I have more information on them and the guide to digital distribution. A lot of stuff that wasn't disclosed here, you can find in the guide to digital distribution, as well as information about all the other digital distributors. If you want to reach out to me and ask me a question or whatever have you, you can at real_Payusnomind on Instagram, at Payusnomind on Twitter, payusnomind@gmail.com. If you want to email me, if you guys want to support the channel, you can do so through Cash App or PayPal, right? paypal.me/payusnomind, Cash App symbol, Payusnomind. Right, good people? Comment your experiences with Onerpm, whatever else, right? This is Gift signing off. Payusnomind. Peace, good people. One.